claim I haven't hunted in a long time. And it's a club claim. And I'm at the top of a hill here, as you can see. Excuse me there, dry air. And the old timers have really worked this hard. There's lots of tailings piles. They worked all the way up this hill, all the way up there. It's all worked. And at the top of that big cactus is a mine shaft. And they dug pretty deep in there. But I found quite a few nuggets here in the past. I haven't been here in probably 15 years. So I'm going to take the 6000 with the 9-inch coil, a good magnet because there's lots of trash here. And we're going to give this a go. There's a lot of hot rocks here. It's just a tough area to work. But I've had the machine on already and it doesn't hear half of them that my other machines were hearing that I used up here years ago. So, who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky. I usually don't walk past hot rocks. That's why you see these kick areas a lot of times when I'm showing a dig. Because this rock was laying real close. This is a piece of basalt, it appears to be. Andesitic basalt or some sort of basalt. But listen to this. And it was laying right there. And I get them out of the way simply because I heard a target in there. And the target could very well just be another piece of hot rock. But like I said, found quite a few small nuggets here a long time ago. Most of them are pretty close to the surface. This machine goes pretty darn deep on small stuff compared to the older machines. So we moved it. Get our hot rock out of the way here. Flatten this out. Sounds like another hot rock, maybe. We got it. But you don't know, do you, until you look. And a lot of people get frustrated by hot rocks. Well, I've been dealing with them for so long. Ooh. Sounded like something hit the coil. Now I'm doing this trying to find a target of some sort. Okay, it's on this side. I do believe right in that pile of dirt. And we're going to put the spoon down and brush that in there. Put that back in the hole. Let's see if we caught it. Yes, we did. So let's see what kind of little tidbit Mother Earth has for us today. Like I said, these guys are real trashy. The worst part here is there's a lot of that screen that we hate so much in here. This one's staying in the scoop pretty good. All right, it's in my hand. Still in my hand. I sure don't see a nugget. Okay. It looks like cow slaw maybe? Let's see. Can slaw. Yep. Piece of chewed up aluminum. You know the story on that. I don't know why those cows like chewing that aluminum up, and then, I don't know, funny critters. Okay, off we go. Now there's a bunch of dirt and rocks on top of this target, and I could barely hear it. So I sloughed off a bunch of stuff, including that big rock, make sure it was actual target, and it sounds like it is. And I might need to pick to go after this one. I think it's down a little ways, or it could be another hot rock because they're all over in here, like I said. Hopefully it's an actual target in here. But there's a rock right there too, isn't there? Look at there. Okay, let's cross our fingers. That rock doesn't look good to me though. Okay. Apparently there's a target down here of some sort. Now we're into the dirt. I try to make my hole at least close enough to the coil to get in there so you can locate the target if I can't get it scooping. So this coil is incredibly sensible. Sensible. Yep, okie dokie. Sensitive. Getting a little interference there from my headphones being close. They hang around my neck, so if I get too close, leaning over. Okay, we're still in the hole apparently. There's my pick. That's easy enough to hear. Some kind of white material down in here. Huh. We're pretty close now. Uh-oh. Appears a little close to bedrock, if not on it. Okay, we're gonna have to move this rock. It's worrying me a little by the sound of it. Come on out of there. Okay, let's hear what that one does. Hopefully, nothing. There's our target. Every now and then, you gotta dig the good with the bad. And we're taking a little break right here. And I thought I'd mention a few things. I get a lot of comments on my videos, and some are about why my detector won't do as good as somebody else's. And I ask them if they've ever found gold with it. Well, no, but I can do this and I can do that. And a lot of people get on there and just say, hey, you don't need those fancy schmancy detectors to find gold. Well, no, you don't. The detectors you see me use are the ones that work best for me. And people yada, 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 he's a dealer, he does this, he does that. My friends, I'm on here more to help you learn and to show you the beauty of the desert and what it's like to be out here finding gold than I am to sell detectors. I've been a detector dealer, a multi-line dealer, Garrett, Macro, and was Fisher, and was Tesoro, my Mine Lab dealer, and the detectors I use right now are the ones that work best for me, in my experience, in all the years I've been doing this. And in all the years I've been a dealer, I've only been on YouTube about 4 years now, I think, going on 4 years. And I don't do comparison videos about detectors. I get asked a lot, hey Bill, do a detector comparison, the Gold Monster against this, or the Garrett against that, or the Whites against this. And I don't do that. Why don't I do that? Well, because I could do a detector comparison right here in this very spot. Your ground conditions here are, I'd say, a little worse than moderate. And we got a lot of hot rocks. And to work this ground requires a lot of experience on how slow to move your machine, what the hot rocks actually are going to sound like. So at least you got a head start on them and you're not moving every single rock you hear. And I'm asked a lot too, how do you know if there's two targets? Well, a lot of times I can hear a nugget right through a hot rock. It's a totally different sound and you're getting two targets. Or if there's two targets in the hole, you can hear them both in there pretty well. And that's mainly what my videos are about, is teaching you how to hunt gold, not trying to sell you anything. It really, it's the absolute truth. I mean, if you want to buy a detector from me down the road, great. If you want to buy it somewhere else, great. If you want to buy a Mine Lab, great. If you want to buy a Garrett, great. Most of these techniques will work with all the detectors that are out there that are built for gold hunting. Now, coin and relic machines, you run into a whole different ballgame. And a lot of people get discouraged because they buy a coin and relic machine and they get out in the desert and they find out pretty quickly that that coin and relic machine doesn't handle the ground out here. And they're more designed for parks and bladed areas, old homesteads, stuff like that, where there's a more even type of soil. And the ground out here, my goodness, it's just got more minerals in it than you can shake a stick at. And your detector hears most of those minerals while it's trying to work. And that's why we listen to a threshold out here. And another thing people call maddening. I couldn't do that all day, to drive me nuts. Well, if you're digging nuggets, it probably wouldn't drive you too awful nuts. But that threshold is the sound of the machine working the ground. Kind of like fingers, if you will, feeling into the ground electronically. And it's reacting to the ground electronically. And it also relays that to you as a threshold. That's the voice of the detector, your threshold. When you shut that off and hunt without a threshold, you're not going to have as sensitive as a machine as if you were doing it with the threshold on, period. That's been proven 1,000 times over. And a lot of machines work great with a threshold completely shut off. But if you turn it back on after you hear a faint target before you dig it, you're going to find that target's going to sound a little louder, especially gold hunting. So generally I hunt and I listen to my threshold. And sometimes it can be as simple as a little bump, just a blip or bump in the threshold, because it kind of plays a tune. It's kind of, I'm not really good at mimicking stuff, but it's a woo tune. And that's the machine working. Now, when you're hearing the machine going along, going, did you hear that there? I'll do it again. That little hiccup right there. If you slow down and go over that a couple different directions, you may find out that's a target. And a lot of times it is. And the slower you move, the more gold you're going to find. Gold, despite being a conductor, is not as good a conductor as copper or, say, silver is. It's down on the chart to, I think it's number 3 or 4. And if you're moving too fast and you've got ground noise from hot rocks and other materials around you, you're just going to swing right over that nugget and leave him for a guy like me that crawls around slowly and digs every sound he hears. And to be honest with you, I really enjoy it. Every little piece of trash I find out here, weird belt buckles, pieces of wire that I don't understand what they would have used it for. You name it, I found it out here. And from gold rings to watches to keys and jewelry and just some amazing things from the old timers and the people that passed before us hunting out here. Another big part of my enjoyment of doing this is relics out here you find sometimes are just amazing. Most of them I leave here, unless it's something really cool, and I'll keep it. And in Arizona, you got to be careful about keeping relics on certain lands. If you're on private property or property where they allow that, there's some pretty strict laws involved in taking relics. Coins and stuff like that are okay, but Indian artifacts and relics in Arizona are pretty well protected. They just want them to rot away out in the field, I guess. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool to take home and show the history to people, but some people don't feel that way. But I really enjoy being out here. I enjoy doing these hunts. I enjoy sharing them with you. A lot of people, like I said, are never going to see this. The areas I go to and the places I hunt out here, some of them are pretty far distant, some are closer. This one's not far from home. I'm about 10 miles from home. And I think we're going to go camping here in the next few days. Do a couple days out in the desert and get the dogs and us out of the house. It's been a long summer, my friends. And I'm really itching to get back at it and get into places where I can dig more than 1 or 2 nuggets at a time and be so wore out and hot that I just have to go home. And it's going to start cooling off pretty good here soon. And that means more travel and some more adventures. So I hope you stick with me and enjoy the hunt. And like I said, I'm trying to help you learn to work like I work around this stuff, because it works for me. I find gold, okay? And most of what I say is straight up. I'm not feeding you any kind of bunk. Sorry, Bunk. I got a friend named Bunk. I call him Bunker. I'm not trying to feed you any garbage. I'm showing you what I do and how I do it. And a lot of times I don't find gold. And I do post some of those videos, but not as many as I actually go out and don't find anything. There's a lot of times I just come out and enjoy a day in the desert, which I still enjoy. And hey, look at it this way. I'm metal detecting, right? I'm always going to find some sort of metal out here. So each day is successful. But for right now, I'm going to have a good long swig of water. And I'm going to try for a nugget. I'm tired of yakking. Sometimes I just like to sit and look around and be thankful for what I have and where I live. And this is one of those days, my friends. Thanks for joining me on my journeys. And like I said, if you got questions, you can email me. You can ask, hey, Bill, do a video on this or that. But don't do it on asking me to compare detectors and stuff, because like I said, a comparison done in one spot, like this spot, is totally different with the same 2 machines in another spot 10 miles away. So I don't like to show people comparisons like that, because they may get the wrong impression that one machine will work better than others in all places. I have 2 main machines that I use. Yeah, I know I said I was going to get back up on that. I use the Gold Monster 1000 a lot, and I also use this GPX 6000. And both those machines have their place, they have their time. By golly, a feller can't build a house with just one hammer. You got to have more than one tool. And I've learned which tools I need for which jobs, and I've learned what I need and to take out sometimes, and sometimes I take both because I'm not sure. Anytime I'm traveling somewhere new, I got both machines with me. I mean, what if you get all the way out there and the machine you got's not suitable for what you're trying to do? And we'll go into that more one of these days. Like I said, ask some questions, throw some rocks at me, see if they bounce, and I'll try to do a video, or at least get on and jabber a little bit and try to help you with any problems you have. But there is so much gold still left out here that if you're willing to be patient, number one, very patient. This is not for somebody who wants instant gratitude. There's a lot of learning. There's a large learning curve. Learning where to go, learning what machine works best for you, and learning your machine. Unfortunately, machines are getting easier and easier because technology is getting better. But boy, back in the day, some of the earlier machines like the GPX 4500 and the 5000 of those, and even the 7000, there's a lot of learning to do and a lot of settings that the machine has on it that a lot of fellas never even use, so they never get the full advantage of the machine in the first place. But anyway, things around my neck are, they got a blade that comes out so I can stick up my ear for headphones, or it just works around my neck so you guys can hear when I'm hearing a target. So anyway, let's go get some gold. Well, that's it, my friends. I'm pooped out and no gold today. Here's what it is. I hunted that hill pretty hard for several hours. I'm just wore out. But if you're one of those people that didn't know I was a dealer, I am. My website's nuggetshooter.com, and I've been selling metal detectors for over 20 years. I just don't put a lot of foo-fi ads and stuff in my videos because most people don't come to watch videos to hear commercials, other than it's bad enough the ones that YouTube puts in there. So, hey, you know what? I'm easy to find. If you need a new machine or something, get a hold of me. Nuggetshooter.com. And for today, like, subscribe, and ring that bell, man. If you want to learn how to find gold and learn how to handle it when you don't find gold. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Nugget Shooter out.